and welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than I'm doing, because anytime I decide, you know what, I'm making a video, it either starts raining outside or the video corrupts. So if you can hear any background noise, that's the rain. I can't do much about it. Today we're talking about Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder is the 4th installment in the Thor franchise, and it is once again helmed by Taika Waititi. What happened? This should have been a recipe for success, but I came out of the film and I'm sorry to say I'm disappointed. And it also bums me out because this was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. This installment felt like they wanted to do Thor Ragnarok, but they forgot what made Thor Ragnarok great. Or that Marvel took the shackles off Taika Waititi and really let him run and do whatever he wants to do. And he just went a little too far. Before I keep going, no spoilers here. I don't know if I'm going to get around to doing a spoiler video. I'll do one if you guys want to see one and talk about it in depth, but I think I can summarize everything I want to say about this movie without spoiling it. Thor Love and Thunder isn't bad, but it comes nowhere close to how good Thor Ragnarok was. Why? It feels like Christian Bale was the only person who took this movie seriously. He's definitely the highlight of this film. He gives it 100%, despite the material he's given to work with. My biggest problem with this movie is the humor. It feels like they wanted to double down on Dude Thor, and they did it to the point of the film's detriment. You only have to think of a single scene from the first or second Thor movie to see that this version that we have in the new movie is pushed almost to the point of parody. Gorr the God Butcher, Christian Bale, can build some real tension and even has some genuinely creepy moments in the film, but it's ruined by this Joker minute pacing where they have to just keep you laughing constantly and never let you feel any dread. Considering the comic book roots of Gorr the God Butcher, this should be a pretty serious story. And in the story, there's gods dying, there's people being tormented, people that are being kidnapped. There should be some real stakes here. But when Thor's cracking jokes flat out, even during fight sequences, it feels like he's not taking anything seriously. The film's humor works 50% of the time. I don't want to bash on it and say that this movie isn't funny. Taika Waititi's sense of humor really resonates with me, and I know it does with a lot of people. That's why Thor Ragnarok did as well as it did. But even if you're a casual viewer, you can tell that it's overdone, especially with the running gags. One in particular involving goats, I didn't find funny the first time, and I'm not going to find it funny the 5th time. And it's going to get worse and worse on repeat viewings. Which makes me think that the film's supposed to be targeted towards kids. This is a Thor movie for kids. But the subject matter and the villain, this should be a really dark movie, and they film it in that dark way. So when it jumps between these stories, between Gorr the God Butcher and Christian Bale giving it his all, you then jump to Thor and he's just cracking jokes and it's bright and colourful, and Gorr the God Butcher, everything's all black and white. Do you see what I mean? Like, the tone is so inconsistent. Does it want to be a serious Thor movie, or does it just want to be a huge SNL skit? Jane Foster is now the mighty Thor, and it's better because at least now she has something to do. But the backstory and the build-up and the how she even becomes Thor and wields Mjolnir feels so lackluster and even half-assed. Those are things that really bother me. Things that are so detrimental to a character. They should be explained properly. First time I experienced this was all the trailers for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They had Electro in them, and he's Spider-Man's biggest fan ever, and I'm sitting there at 14 wondering, what is the big thing that's so bad that he's going to turn to wanting to murder and kill him? And it was his birthday, and the cameras all switched to Spider-Man and put him on billboards. And I hated it, and I feel like they've done the same kind of thing here. And it feels so half-assed. I thought they were going to maybe dip their toes into the multiverse to explain it, since that's the direction Marvel wants to go, but they seem to crack the multiverse in every single movie and Disney Plus show, but never do anything with it. I really am having a rant here. I think it's with Marvel as a whole. Phase 4, I'm just not as invested and not as interested. There's nothing that's really keeping me here, and after this movie, I don't feel as inclined to follow every single bit, because the whole Marvel universe has finally started becoming more about quantity rather than quality. I know I seem really negative about this movie, but it's not that bad. I just know that in 10 years' time, why go back and watch this movie when you could watch Thor Ragnarok, which will be much more memorable? For me, everything with Christian Bale was the best part of the movie. As I said, he's really the highlight, and there's a sequence in particular where everything turns black and white, and the cinematography is very nice. It was a very pleasing sequence to watch, but even then, when Christian Bale is giving it his all, and he is creepy, and things should be really bad, and there are stakes, Thor's cracking quips, and it's just bringing me out of the moment so much. There is good things, but with the film aiming towards being lightweight fun the entire time, then the film lacks agency, stakes, consequences. It's just fun. And if that's what you want, then you're going to enjoy this. I think even if you watched Thor Ragnarok, you might still enjoy this. You'll know in the back of your head, it's just not as good as Ragnarok was. I know I'm comparing it to Thor Ragnarok a lot, but they made Thor Ragnarok. They set the bar. They've got to try and live up to it if they want to keep making more. If you like Thor Ragnarok, you'll enjoy this too, but not as much as you did the first time round. For me, Thor Love and Thunder is going to get a 7 out of 10. I was thoroughly entertained start to finish, and I thought about giving it a 6, but for me, Christian Bale really saved this and really pushes it up that extra point. And I do think it is worth going out and seeing. It's just not enough to keep you there wanting Thor 5. Have you seen Thor Love and Thunder? Let me know. What did you think? Did you enjoy this, or am I crazy? For me, the humor just screwed the movie out of having any stakes or tension. If you haven't already, consider dropping a like. It helps me out a lot. Or subscribing if you want to see more. I'm currently reviewing all the MCU and I'm way behind. And everything's getting mixed up now. But I am going to cover it all. And then I'm going to talk about something other than superheroes for a while. Maybe. I do like Batman. I'd want to talk about Batman. As always, if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend, and hopefully I'll catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.